Okay, so let's talk about this short film that came out about 8 months ago. It's called Unsaved, and I've been saying it a lot, and I finally got a chance to watch it, and let me just say this. First of all, I love, 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 love what they did with this short film. The fact that it was shot on the iPhone. On top of that, the acting is phenomenal. Color grading, lighting, everything. But after watching this film, I have a lot of questions, and the questions has to do with the story. Now we're gonna get into the story. I'm gonna tell you what happened in the film, so stay tuned. Let's break it down. Maybe some of y'all might have some answers for me because I have quite a few questions that I don't think anyone else can answer besides the creators of it. I have a lot of questions, and I hopefully one of y'all can answer this in the comments, or maybe whoever can reach out to tell your people to tell my people to get with your people to answer these questions. But love what you've done here. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, right there is where I have some problems. Okay, the flowers start changing right there, right? The flowers start changing, like things are happening. The color starts changing. Let's see. Okay, it changes once, it changes again. So right there, she notices that something happened. She notices that the color of the flower changes. And maybe it's not as obvious. And that's one of the things I have a question about. Like, did she notice that it changed, or she noticed that something happened, but she doesn't know exactly what happened? Or does she think that she's tweaking a little bit? And if she thinks that, like, okay, I'm going to assume that she thinks that she's tweaking in this particular scene. That's one of the big questions that I have. Maybe she thinks that she's tweaking in this particular scene. Okay. So we're gonna move on. See, that's the thing. Okay. Let's take that back for just a hot second. The lamp changes. The lamp changes, and she actually realizes that the lamp changes. Not even the color this time. The entire lamp, the style of the lamp changes. Okay? She's noticing it, she's looking right at it, the right amount of shock, whatever, okay? But then she does something weird. She gets distracted by her work. I don't know if something like that happens to me. If my lamp all of a sudden decides to start changing colors and doing all kinds of weird shit, like I'm gonna do more than just go back to work. We're gonna address the elephant in the room. You know what I mean? Like we're going to address this elephant. Like why? Like the reaction perfect. Like I get what's happening here, but why in the world would you go back to work after you see like some supernatural shit just happen to you? So now I'm wondering like what it's giving horror in a sense. It's giving sci-fi horror something. Like I have questions like what genre is this film? Um and maybe I'm thinking too hard about it, but either ways, let's keep going. What the hell? Okay, Gr- Okay. So now her mug is literally moving right before her eyes. She's seeing this thing happening. She's noticing that something supernatural is going on. This is crazy. And her reaction is to her reaction is to stop the mug from moving. But my question is, which is another question I have, add to the list of questions I already have, is that I'm thinking to myself, like, what would I do in this situation? What happens in this situation? Like, if first of all, the flower on my desk changes. Okay, maybe I didn't notice it. Maybe my mind is playing tricks on me. Maybe that was what was there before and I'm tripping. Boom, I move on. And then the lamp changes, not even just the color, the entire freaking lamp changes. Like my world is glitching. Okay, cool. Not cool. What's going on here? Okay, we move past that. We haven't addressed that yet because now we're distracted by something else, which seems to be the priority of this film. Because granted, the film is called Unsaved, and I'm guessing because her work progress is unsaved, that's like the priority of the movie. So whatever happens, it goes back to that main priority, the main thing, keeping the main thing. Her work is progress is unsaved. However, in a normal world, why would I not run for my life or call somebody or do something out of the ordinary if this is what's happening? Like, okay, again, maybe I'm thinking too much about this. And what's that film called? I think it's called Severance. The show on Apple is giving Severance from Apple. And I don't know. Maybe it's just a retro vibe. Maybe it's gonna all tie in eventually, but let's go. And oh, we didn't even address the fact that her whole mug just disappeared out of nowhere. Like her thing just she tried to grab it and the thing just vanished. It just Casper the Friendly Ghost. So what's going on with that? Which I'm guessing they're gonna answer those questions. Hopefully. Because the reaction and the actions are not matching. The action reaction patterns are not it's not happening for me. Okay. And again, I have to overemphasize how much I love this film. And we're gonna get into some other aspects of maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Maybe. But let's see. Severance. But then again, you see, she keeps getting distracted by this work. But like, homie, like you just moved from the office to the jungle, to the forest. You in the jungle. Like you're in a whole different space right now. Like lions, tigers, bears. Like you're in a different space right now. How the hell are you not more concerned about that than your freaking unsaved progress? Like that is actually a little bit it's off. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's why I'm saying like I have a lot of questions. Like something is not adding up. If I teleport from my office desk into this jungle, is either I'm in on the joke or I'm completely freaked out. And if I'm in on the joke, like I'm not as surprised when it happens. But if I'm surprised, that means I'm not in on the joke, so I'm completely freaked out. But the both of those things coming together is is where like I'm starting to like question a lot of things. Like, what am I actually watching? Like, I don't understand. What am I actually watching? Oh, hold on. Okay. So she's in a game. She's a character in a video game. Okay, let me think for a second. Well, then, so now I have another question. Does she know that she's a character in the game or not? Because now that adds another question to it. Like, how much does she know about what's happening in her world? Like, are things random things just happening? Like, is this just another day at the office? Is this like maybe not this particular sets of events has happened before, but something crazy similar has happened before, and she understands that, and that's why she's shocked, she's surprised, but then it's like, does she know her mission in the game? Like, does she have to play her way out of the game? Is this one of those Severance type situation? Like, that's where the story's starting to like confuse me a little bit. But this is sick, by the way. Like, I didn't see this part coming. And this is one of those things I'm just like, whoa. They like sourced all the cool stuff from, I don't know what decade this is, like the 80s, the 70s, like, oh, the probably the 80s. Like a lot of retro things. Let's see, what is this? Does this have a date on it? This is a magazine, a Mad magazine from what year? Okay, so early 2000s. Early 2000s. Okay, great. Wow. They pulled all the stops for this stuff. Maybe I'm not seeing that right. Okay. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. What movie is that? My best assessment of this whole thing is that they just wanted to flex their creative muscle, shooting on the iPhone, making sure the color grade, the exposure, the lighting, the focus pool, everything is just money, is just butter. And also, the VFX artist, kudos to that guy, Van Tran, actually, super amazing. Because if you go back to some of the scenes and we're going back and forth, you can see that, like for instance, when she tries to grab the mug, between when it moves and from, I'm sure they probably use like a string to pull it, even before watching, how it was shot. They probably use a string to pull it. And then from that to like her, you know, tapping on trying to grab it to stop it from moving and it disappearing. Like, they cleaned that up super, super well, super nice. Like, that's amazing. The editing as well, like just the switching and the glitching, and it's like, and you can't tell, like the VFX is also kind of hidden, like it's not just one of those things where, besides, obviously the video game, but it's not one of those things where you're seeing like, the obvious VFX like you would see on um Star Trek, or a typical sci-fi film, right? It's not one of those Marvel VFX. Like, you're not seeing this is just VFX done subtly, and very subtle VFX, and very clean editing, to where it's like everything just flows smoothly. Like, my whole question just evolves around the story. What is the story? Like, I would like to know if you guys understood the story. Um, Let me know if you had some questions as well, or more questions than I even had. Let me know. If you're just as confused as I am, let me know if it makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments as well. And if the makers of this film, if Kirk wants to reach out and let us know, please let us know. Like, I would love, love, love to understand the story a little more, and maybe help me fill some gaps as well. And I love, again, I just want to overemphasize that this exercise is not to poop on anyone's work. This is not to steal anyone's work. This is not to tug down anyone's work. This is merely a exercise of someone who is a film lover, a filmmaker, a film student as well, who is just trying to understand the craft, who is admiring the craft from all different angles any day. Like, I don't have to understand it, right? But I'm learning all of these things, and these are the questions that we sit around and ask every single time we're trying to make a project as well. Like, when someone writes something, when someone brings a story to us, like, these are the questions that come up, and that's the question I'm trying to ask here. So please don't take this the wrong way, and I'm gonna try not to repeat this disclaimer again. Excuse the disclaimer if you guys are watching, but if you have any answers, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and watch this other video that YouTube recommends, and let me know if you're something that you've seen that you think is super cool. But I want to diversify the types of film that we are able to watch on this channel, so that we can, because we can't just, if we're talking about like small creatives, and just creativity in general as far as film goes, the storytelling, we can't just keep it boxed into short films. Like, there are so many interesting things that happen. Even skit makers these days are creating crazy films that are super inspirational and super cool, and they're really putting their all into it, and the storytelling is crazy. And we're gonna get into those as well. Thanks for sticking around and watching this. Till the next one, thanks for watching. Peace.